college and every hamlet, from every state and every city. We will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews
and Gentiles, Protestants, and Catholics will be able to join hands and sing,
free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Today, the news celebrates the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
A day to honor this civil rights icon who took up the struggle that Americans of color have been fighting from the very start. We walked out to the Oscar-nominated song Stand Up from the movie Harriet, which chronicles the life of activist and abolitionist born in slavery, Harriet Tubman. We began the show with kids reading Dr. King's I Have a Dream speech, but a lot of people are wondering if we're any closer to realizing that dream since last week's Democratic debate didn't have a single candidate of color on stage. Does this concern you?
What concerns me is that we have a president who demonizes immigrants, or he created this whole lie that President Obama was not born in this country, and that he talks about the marchers in the Klan and the rest of them in Charlottesville as good people on both sides. That type of rhetoric bothers me more than anything.
That's where I'm at. It's the divisiveness that I see. It's the direction of the country. I want to see a change. I just want to see a change. I think we're all so exhausted about the lack of civility, about the divisiveness. We just need to see something different. We need unity. We need to give our children more hope, to give our children something different.
I like to be hopeful on Martin Luther King Day. That's just me, because I think he was such a deeply hopeful inspiration to so many Americans and continues to be. It's been 52 years since his speech. My mother's 65, so I think about in her lifetime all the incredible changes that have happened in this country. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that interracial marriage was illegal, that obviously people of color couldn't vote, women couldn't vote. It's really not that long ago. So I try and look at the progress we've made and remain hopeful that, yes, this is not my favorite time in American history, but there was once a time when we were literally dueling with each other. And as you know, I mean, civil rights activists getting clubbed and hosed and killed, assassinated. And I just like to remain hopeful that America is still a shining beacon on the hill and we will get past this.
But we have to be vigilant because, you know, as Benjamin Franklin said, you have a republic if you can keep it. He didn't say you have a republic, you know, forever, for eternity. It's a work in progress at all times. And right now, I think we're in a very precarious position in the country, and I think that people need to understand that. This is not a game.
I think people understand.
I'm not sure. I see people, I don't know, I see people still supporting somebody who spews all this racist rhetoric.
That's not new. Well, no, that's a different argument. But you know, when I was a kid, this is what the race looked like. This is what the country was. It was a whole lot of older white men. It just was. There were no women, or maybe there were one or two, but you didn't really see them. And everybody got all comfortable because we managed to have a black president. But that was rare. So what does this mean? It means we had several candidates of color.
Yeah.
And they didn't make it to the end of the run, but that doesn't mean they weren't there. So that's a difference.
Yeah,
that's a big difference. Because there was a time when you wouldn't have seen anybody at all.
Yeah.
Now women are coming out saying, no, I have a voice here. People of color are coming out saying, I have a voice. Asian people saying, I have a voice.
Can I say one more thing? I would really be surprised if on the Democratic ticket there wasn't a person of color as VP.
Right. Absolutely.
I really do think we will see that and maybe see them get elected. And I do think, again, it may not be what people want or enough at this point, but there really are hopeful signs and signs of so much progress. And I just think he was such a man of inspiration that saw the future before so many people could.
Yeah.
And I just think on today I still like to remain as hopeful as possible.
And if not a person of color, I would think a woman.
Yes.
Yeah. I would think a woman.
So I'm supposed to talk about this book, The Fierce 44, Black Americans Who Shook Up the World. It's a collective biography adapted from an online project on ESPN's TheUndefeated.com. It It brings household names like Serena Williams and Harriet Tubman together with lesser known but highly deserving figures such as Robert Abbott and Dr. Charles Drew. The Fierce 44 is a celebration of all that African Americans have achieved despite everything they've had to overcome, and you are all going home.
Tribute with an Emmy, Grammy, and Tony-winning superstar surprise special guest.
You know, some of the biggest pop culture phenomena from Black Panther to The Walking Dead have one thing in common. They were all shot on stages in the very first Black-owned film studio in America, in the world. Created by this visionary one-man entertainment empire. Please welcome the incomparable, the amazing Tyler Perry. Well, you are truly revered.
Yeah.
You're revered, not just loved, but revered here. So, and your studio is, I love talking about that. Your studio is 330 acres. It's located on a piece of land that was once a Confederate Army base.
Oh.
And when you think about everything that Dr. King fought for, and you look at that studio, what you've done, what goes through your mind?
Oh, I'm definitely part of his dream, right? I'm in his backyard where he grew up there in Atlanta. So Atlanta always felt like a promised land for me. So for me to be able to go in there, build this studio, not only open a door, but take that door and lay it down and let it become a ramp for other people to come through and come up on. I love that moment for sure. That's the great thing about this country. There's the irony of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're down the street from a place where you were once homeless.
Yeah. If you look at this is what I love about the highway sign that says Tyler Perry Studios. Next to it, it says Sylvan Road. Well, Sylvan Road was the road that I moved there to Atlanta. I lived off of that road. And stayed with my cousin, ended up homeless and out on the street. So every day I'm reminded of where I started in Atlanta and my dream coming true. That's what I'm trying to do. Pretty amazing.
And there are 12 sound stages
Yes.
in the studio lot, and you dedicated them to iconic and legendary African-American figures like Denzel Washington, Diane Carroll, Sidney Poitier, Oprah, and of course our very own Whoopi Goldberg. And I was there the night of the dedication. Thank you so much for the kind invitation. It was so incredible, Tyler. It was aspirational, inspirational. We all cried a lot that night. And after, why was it important to dedicate the sound stages?
Well, I wanted people to be immortalized because here's the thing. If every studio I go into in Hollywood, I don't see anybody of color represented on any of the buildings and the streets or anything like that. So I thought I've got this great opportunity. We all contributed too, so why not honor these people who had great contributions over the years? And I think that it's just a wonderful thing to do to have them living there forever. Hallie and Cecily and you, and it's a wonderful moment.
What did it mean to you, Whoopi?
Well, the truth of the matter was it meant a lot because it came through someone who I've respected from the moment I met her, because I knew there was something about TP that there just was, and I couldn't believe that he actually asked me to be in one of his pieces, and then remembered me and asked me to be in something else. I believe you're the only director I've ever worked for twice. Now, I don't know what it says about me. But it meant a lot. And then to get the invitation for that, the thing that I thought to myself was, I'm only sorry my mom isn't here. Because she believed it. She believed that one day, and said it, one day somebody's going to put you on the side of one of these sound stages.
Wow.
And it's why I fight to make sure that everybody is aware of this historical
Beautiful.
thing that he has created,
Yeah.
beautiful and smart, but I feel like the connection between Hollywood and Atlanta is getting smaller. It's not fixed yet, because if it were fixed, we'd be giving you an Oscar this year.
Yeah, yeah. That. Well, let's talk about that. So, in addition to all of that, the one of the Democratic, I guess the debate is held at the TP studio in November. Yeah, so, I mean, talk about Hollywood and Tyler Perry mixing together. Then we have politics and Tyler Perry. So talk about that a little bit.
Well, to think that possibly the next president was at the studio means a great deal to me. That debating there, and even there's a replica of the White House where I shoot my show, The Oval, which is on BT, and Joe Biden actually went over to the White House and started talking to some of the people there for one of the after reception. So it was really cool, really cool.
Yeah. Who's the choice? Do you have one?
You put me on the spot right now. I'm waiting for the nominee because I don't want to get ahead of it, because I know that I have a lot of people that follow me, that listen, and I know that when I start moving in that direction, it's going to move the needle. Because listen to me, Black people have always made a difference when it comes to things like this. I have a lot of people following me, so I'm waiting for the nominee, and we'll see.
They can't. No one can get the nomination without the black vote. No.
Yeah, well, and
Can't
here's
get
the
it.
thing. I'm not opposed to a Republican president. I'm not opposed to a Democratic president. I want somebody who is going to be in office who is morally there to be for everybody in the country, not just for one group.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think on that note, Tyler, I know I can call you
For sure.
at this point. Your son Amon, he's so 5 years old. It's crazy. You recently opened up about having to discipline him, and it turned into a very powerful moment for you. So what happened?
Well, he was giving the nanny the business, right? He didn't know I was there, so I show up in the door, and he said he didn't want to brush his teeth, he didn't want to go to bed, and it's very important to believe that this kid is respectful. So I go into the bathroom, and I asked her to leave, and I get down eye to eye with him, and I'm telling him, you don't do this, I don't care what other kids do. Your mother and I love you. We taught you better than this. You can't behave this way. You're not going to be disrespectful to her. But as I'm talking to him, I'm down eye to eye, and I realize I'm looking at myself when I was a little boy. I started to well up because nobody had ever talked to me like I was a person when I was a child. So to have that moment was very healing for me. But he got it. He got it. And I got to make sure that I'm delivering soul and a person to this world that is a good soul and good kid. Yeah, that's what's important to me.
Well, he has a great example.
There's going to be more with Tyler Perry when we come back.
Managing lipids like
I saw it last night with my husband. I was like, no, he did not say there are two things. I had such a great time watching it, and it's about a woman who's indicted for murdering her husband. But there are so many twists and turns, so you quickly find out there's more to the story.
A lot more.
I won't give out any spoilers, but I won't. But how did you come up with it?
I was writing this story, and I just seen a documentary called Gideon's Army about the Public Defender's Office, and I wanted to write this story for this girl. I do that a lot, but everything goes wrong. But the twist and turns in this one, because there was a mother and son duo that were going around the country grifting people. Sanjay Khan.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So I was reading that story as I was writing, and all that stuff kind of showed up in the script. So there's so many twists and turns, you're never going to be able to figure it out.
No.
I'm so glad it's on Netflix so everybody can watch it at the same time. It started this past Friday.
Okay. That sounds like something I would really like.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. Yeah.
And the movie stars an actress named Crystal Fox,
Yes.
and you said it was very important to you to give her her first leading role. So why was this such a...
I mean, she's a woman of age. She's been in the business for 40 years, and she's never had a leading role. And she's brilliant. And to give her this moment at Billboard in Times Square, man, I'm so happy for her. She plays Hannah on the Have and Have-Nots, and people know her work. So now she has her first leading role after all these years. Yeah.
You're just incredible at the things that you're doing. Really.
What is that?
No, I mean, it's amazing. So many people will be working because of you.
I appreciate it.
People who don't get a shot, you know?
Yeah, that's why everybody's telling me, Oscar, so why this and that? Listen, focus on building something to help other people. And focus on the work. That's what's important. That's what's important.
The thing is that you have 8 television show's in production right now, I
Yeah.
understand. And you made a little news recently because you said you don't have a writer's room.
Right.
Because you do all the writing.
Right.
So why don't you want some help?
Oh no, it's not that. It's not that I don't want help. I had a really bad experience with a writer's room once, and they were turning in scripts, and you pay for these scripts, and they turn them in. If the scripts are not right, you have to rewrite it. You have to pay them again. And then they were turning scripts, we put them on the air, and the ratings would drop. So I said, listen, my audience, I've been cultivating this for 25 years. They know how I'm speaking to them. They know specifically what I'm saying. So I realized that I need to continue to just do what I do, and I don't mind. There'll be other projects at the studio that are not Tyler Perry labeled projects that have writers' rooms and other writers will get a chance. But for my audience, which is Haven't Have Nots is number one, for the Oval is number one, Sisters is number two, I think I'm doing all right. Yeah.
You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're doing all
I
right.
think I'm doing all right.
You're gonna do okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.